The Supreme Court is taking on its first high-profile issue of the year. It involves state bans on transgender female athletes playing on girls' and women's teams. Today, the justices heard arguments in two separate cases on the issue. One involves a high school student in West Virginia. The other involves a college student in Idaho. In both cases, lower courts have allowed them to keep competing. West Virginia and Idaho are among the 27 states with bans on the books. NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris joins us now. Misty, this is really a hot-button issue. Can you help us understand the arguments that are being made in these two cases?
Yeah, so Kate, it's interesting because we're hearing two cases at the same time, and it makes sense because the core issue in both cases are the same. The challengers are saying that there are two state laws, one in Idaho and one in West Virginia, that bar transgender women and girls for participating in women's sports, that violates their rights under Title IX, which is a federal rights law that prohibits sex discrimination in educational programs, including sports where there's federal funding, as well as the Equal Protection Clause. So they say that because there's a determination about eligibility based on transgender status, it violates those laws. And the states argue that the laws are not violated because those laws only require looking at biological sex at birth. So that's the simplification of these arguments. But we're hearing it play out today in the courthouse with incredible implications as how these cases go.
I wanted to ask about that. What are the national implications if these two cases, well, they will move forward, and whatever the court decides, what kind of implications does that have beyond athletics?
So depending on the way that these cases and the outcome of these cases and the scope of any decision, remember, there's lots of different outcomes. You could see something on procedural grounds, which might not get to the heart of these issues. You could see a decision that's limited in scope or is very narrow. Or, Kate, you could have a decision that literally alters the legal landscape. So outside of sports, this could open the door if the challengers' arguments are denied and the state laws continue on. Then you could see the door open to other gender spaces like prisons, like dormitories, like bathrooms. You could see legislation and lawmakers working, which could potentially limit transgender rights in other areas. So that is where you're seeing implications beyond athletics.
Just quickly, based on what you've heard in the arguments, any idea how this court is leaning?
It looks like the majority of the justices are leaning at upholding the state laws. I was watching Roberts and Gorsuch. They were two justices who were ones to watch in this because of another decision called Bostock in 2020, where they found that transgender individuals were covered under Title VII. So that relates to employment. So they're making distinctions between that decision and the arguments that we're hearing today. So it looks like they're leaning in favor of the states. But as you know, it's reading the tea leaves, so we'll have to see that decision likely in June.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.